how is everyone today? I hope to take you away and bring you into my kitchen, make you escape whatever you need to escape from today, and learn, because I'm trying to lacto, which is brine, which is salt water, and basically distilled water. Distilled water. I'm gonna brine make sauerkraut with cabbage, and I'm gonna do jalapenos too. So I've never done it before. I tried the pickling, the refrigerator pickle with the vinegar and the sugar, and I just, the sugar, just can't get over how much sugar is in stuff. And you know it's serious because I took out my big pot. I used to brew beer, but unfortunately my sink is not deep enough to sterilize my equipment to brew beer enough for my satisfaction. So I kind of had to give that up for a little bit. However, these cute little, I don't want to knock things over, these cute little jars, I'm researching how to do different kinds of brewing with them. Because from what I understand, in Nevada, you can make 200 gallons for a single adult, and then you can if you live with one other adult, you can make 300 gallons per year you can brew. You just can't distill it. You can't open up a distillery. No, that's bad. So this is all the stuff that I spent time sterilizing. I was going to try to fancily twist and turn and put it on the stove for you guys, but I'm not that coordinated. Things would go flying. I have my big red Chester dog. He just lays in front on his pillow. You can't see him in front of the microwave. He would get up, walk, and then I have little bear Antonio Densworth, who just comes in whenever he wants, and my luck, I'd be carrying it and tripping. You know how animals are. I love them. So today we're going to definitely do the cabbage. We're going to do the jalapeno peppers. My next thing today will be a surprise if I make it to option 3. And then there's option 4. So I'm going to be doing a lot of videos today. Yay! I'll be back. Hello! So I'm back. So I have my setup for the brine solution. I've been reading and watching videos and trying to come up with what is the best recipe, the easiest, and so forth. The thing that I found that I wanted to try is the most plain sauerkraut, because in general, I don't really care for sauerkraut. Once in a while on like a Reuben sandwich, I'm good to have a sauerkraut in contrast to onions and stuff, but I never really had a good one that I liked. They were more pickled and they had sugar to them. So this one's lacto fermentation, which is a salt brine, and some recipes do the garlic and pepper and this and that. I'm just gonna do my plain cabbage. I want to see what my base is. Basically, I'm using a one of the larger, like a half gallon, 1500 milliliter. You probably can't see the clearness there. I'm gonna end up filling the water up to there. You want to do 3 tablespoons. That's what I'm opting. Some people do 2, but I'm doing 3. This is the first time fermenting, so I want to go on the side of, let's do a little more salt. Some of them actually do even more than 3. I'm really not a salt person. You want to do non-iodized. I bought the sea salt. They really didn't have a good selection. I wanted like Celtic salt. I'll put a Celtic salt link that I really prefer, that I was not able to pick up, that I wanted to, just because it just has the most flavors that hit. There's a debate, Himalayan, sea salt. Everybody has their own little ooh about what they want. So we're just gonna fill this up. This is gonna get us started. And once this dissolves, I'm gonna have to make another one too, since I'm gonna do jalapenos today, but this is distilled water. You want non-chlorinated water, so distilled water I prefer anyways, because I just went through bouts of kidney stones and I'm trying to reduce mineralization. This is a handy kit that I got. There's actually 4 lids and 4 airlocks. I'm going to try this really quick and see if I can shake this without causing a mess, because I know when I did fire cider about 2 years ago, and I had to, ooh, yeah, it's still good. These white lids, they leak. I think they actually have one that is leak proof now, but that just had salt water on it. It was sterilized, it just had salt water on it, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. And there's my salt water. Here's my big head of cabbage. I'm gonna cut it up, splice it up, and we're gonna shove it into this jar. Then we're gonna add the brine that I just made. It's dissolving right now, so it might take a little while to dissolve. Once I'm done cutting this up and shredding it up, I will show you how to put your attachment together, because I used to brew at home and used airlocks. So I'm all excited. I can get the airlock feeling again. They're fun when things start bubbling and all that stuff. It's fun to see the airlocks going to town. All right, I will be chopping away. So this head of cabbage, I was able to rip off the outer leaves. There wasn't really that many in there. It looked really good. It just has the natural yuck on the bottom. Some people leave that in there. I can't do that. It's kind of like eating brown spots on a banana. I can't eat brown spots on a banana. Oh, my dog is staring. He's like, you're chopping. You have to be making me something. You have to be making me something. So I'm just going to chop this to town, and let's see how fast I can get this. You know what? There we go. Need my hair flopping around. Yeah, see, that looks so much better. Get all this down. And I sterilized. I put my UV light on here, so we're good to go. I always do that. And there's different recipes. You can add garlic to it. You can add turmeric. You can add onions. You can add so many different things to your sauerkraut. Whether you choose to do the pickling. Ooh, look at how pretty that is. If you choose to do the pickling or you do the brine solution that I'm doing, whatever you want to do, I say try it. But research. See if the pickling's more for you. Because some individuals do love the sugar more than they love the plain brine solution. I just honestly don't think I've ever had straight out brine of sauerkraut to try it. And I don't think I've ever had pickles that are 100% brine done. This is actually a bread knife. It cuts through it so nice. So I am just going to slide them in there. And supposedly this whole head's supposed to fit in here. I'm going to have to creatively start mashing it too. And ooh, my doggy's definitely interested in this smell. He's licking my legs right now. It's like, ah. So there's half of the head. Let's take that chunk off. I don't think I want to eat a chunk in there. So I've seen people cut it in half and then they just take that off. Whatever works. So there's half of it. Once I get the other half done, I will be back and I will continue and show you more. Boop, boop, boop. Ah! So I had to stop because a big thing of cabbage fell on the floor. My dog went running with it, all happy and stuff. So there I am Googling going, is cabbage safe for dogs? Because I've never really researched. And yeah, dogs like cabbage. The only thing it can do is really, well, unless they're allergic, it can give them gas. So warning, I guess. Be careful if you want to give your dog cabbage. That's like a bonus. They will see me cut peppers, like jalapeno peppers. My dog would pull jalapeno peppers off of my plants. He also was a tomato worm eater that I had to be careful and watch because you can't eat too many of those because of the nightshade. But yeah, so I put my nice little brine solution in there. I tried mashing it down even farther. I think it's going to be nice and full. That's okay because I got my airlock. That's why I bought these airlocks. I didn't want to I didn't want to burp them. To me, opening them up and stuff leaves room to open up bacteria while they're fermenting and stuff. So I don't like that idea. I know it's been done for years. Woo! I made a mistake. I overfilled. So let's be creative. I don't want to pour. I don't want to make any kind of weird bacterial crossover. So this is the weight that's supposed to hold the product that you're fermenting down inside under the brine. And I'm pushing this down as far as I can because we got the seal for the plastic. We got the airlock system. So let me put the grommet. This is the rubber grommet. I like this one better than the brew kit one that I had because this one it just snaps in pretty easy. The brew kit one I had to always fight. And also what's nice about this one is it has a little, well, I'm fighting this one too, I guess. I guess I didn't know that I was fighting this one too. Okay, there we go. You need the grommet in there to create a seal. And it has a little stopper, so when you want to take the airlock off, you can just close it up. Or you can switch lids, whatever's easiest for you. I will put this kit in the link below. I do have affiliate links. I'm not sponsored for this video. I just kind of do this for fun. So we're going to airlock this up. And the cabbage will also shrink down too. Cabbage should stay under the water pretty easily for you. Ooh, I don't know about getting this airlock on. This might be something that... Because the airlock, the thing's right there. Let's see. Because with the airlock, what happens is the thing burps naturally and lets the air out. Yeah. I'm going to have to take just a few things out. I didn't want to do that. Let's see if I can get some kind of bowl or plate. Something. I don't want to... There we go. So we'll just have to take just a wee bit more out so we can get that plunger down. Chester, you're going to have to wait. I do have some cabbage for you aside. I'm surprised he's not screaming. He's usually... When I steam sweet potatoes, he and his cousin, Mateo, used to sing because they could smell the sweet potatoes brewing. And then when they were done, Mateo used to get me because the light on the steamer that we had used to pop, and he used to hear it. And he's like, okay, I'm ready for my sweet potato. I do like this system, but I do wish they would have done the nub for this to the side. That would have been nice, because then you're not competing. And then there's me, overfilling. I probably could have also not overfilled it. There we go. Got that on. Put the airlock on. Whoop, there we go. Got the airlock on. Woohoo! That's exciting to hear that. So, we put that there. There's a fill line. It's right about here. What I'm going to do is just get some plain water. And what happens is, by doing this, by putting the water in there, this will naturally burp. The air from inside the jar, oh, that's perfect. The air inside the jar will burp up. You put this on there. That prevents any of the outside air, so the air comes up through that center tube, and then burps through the bottom, and then releases so you don't get exploding jars and exploding bubbly, over-fermented messes here and there. Then you put your cap on. You can also make these. I've seen different ways you can make your own if you want. Okay, so my cabbage, I read 2 to 4 weeks, about 5 days. We should really see some real good activity fermenting in there. You want to try to make sure your closet, your storage area where you're fermenting this is between 55 and 75 degrees to encourage the positive bacteria that you want to prevent any negative bacteria. If it goes colder, all it does is it stops fermenting usually, but you still could have problems because it stops, starts. So I'm still got my stuff ready for my jalapenos. I will be doing jalapenos. I'll be back. So, jalapenos! Yay! I love jalapenos. Sometimes I like them really spicy. Sometimes I like them more like a meaty, savory without the seeds. It really depends on the flavor. Right now, though, I'm really kind of staying away from super spicy things because I have a lot of pain. Even though they're supposed to help with pain, the capsaicin stuff, it actually aggravates my digestion and aggravates my pain, so I can't indulge like I used to. So, these are all the jalapenos I'm going to cut up. I do have little black peppercorns, and I have garlic. So I'm just going to do just a subtle little accent flavor for them. Let's get them cut up and going. So we'll just chop them up, break them up, open them up. Mashing garlic, I've had kind of I don't really notice a difference. I don't notice like a great release when I mash them, but I do mash them just because told to. It's supposed to be this great thing to mash garlic. I'm going to be shaking this throughout me adding peppers, so that way it will move the garlic up and down. These are the jars I used when I did my fire cider, which I really liked. It was just really like a very spicy apple cider vinegar is what it turned out to be. I could have used the airlocks, but otherwise it turned out really good. I gave some away and they loved it too. So yeah, so I just did 2 quick cloves of garlic, and I am not putting my spoons and stuff out. What am I thinking? Oy, should have. They're going into salt water, so this should be okay. So peppercorns, here's 1 teaspoon. Let's do 2 teaspoons. And I've got a lot of chopping to do, and I will chop my first pepper up. I heard wear gloves. I don't know if this is the first time I'm wearing gloves chopping peppers. Although I'm a little more sensitive, so yeah, I'll take the side of caution. I got some really nice big ones. These are great popper stuffers. If you want to stuff these, ooh, these are the size you're looking for. And I'm just going to chop them in slices. You can get a jalapeno core. I do have a jalapeno core. And you can get rid of the seeds if you want a little bit more of a mild, of a fermented pickle, or jalapenos. I'm going to try them hot first. And then I'll mix them without it and try them that way. So I got a lot of cutting to do. I will be back when I'm ready to shake that jar. And I have all those jalapenos chopped up. Not quite as much in the jar as I thought. I could have bought a few extra. But I didn't, so I'm going to add an onion to it. And we're going to shake my concoction up. So, jalapenos I'm not too worried about doing plain, because that I've had pickled jalapenos that I like. Pickled jalapenos are good. The interesting thing, the reason why I'm actually getting into the fermenting myself is because a lot of things don't say gluten-free. Although certain things should be logically gluten-free, that's not always the case, because they'll use binders and fillers that have gluten components, and then I have reactions, so I have to be careful. One of the secrets of doing an onion so you don't cry as much is make sure when you cut them, you try to keep the stuff smashed together so the sulfur doesn't come out and come at your eyes. It doesn't always work, but I find it's the most successful. I will have less crybaby eye babies from these onions, which now, of course, because I said it, mine want to cry, but I'll just put them in there. That brings it up just a little bit more. I don't want to put too much more onions because then it'll compete totally with the jalapeno flavor. But that at least raises it a little bit since I ran out. And I'll put my leaky lid stuff on there. And we'll give it a good shake. And then we'll add the brine. So you've got the peppercorns in there. I guess, oh, see, I cried. You got the garlic down there. Okay. So I thought of something that I used to do, and I forgot that I used to do it when I used to shake those. The leaky lids. The leaky lids. So I got my garlic in there. I got everything in there. So I am going to put my brine in there. The challenge with these is to make sure that the seeds stay under and nothing floats when you get your weight on there. So put that in there. Perfect. It's submerged. This one's there we go. Got a little bit of brine. I do have blackberries. Maybe I'll do some blackberries separately. I want to lacto-ferment blackberries and cherries and blueberries so I can put them on my pancake stuff. Okay, this is what I used to do. I used to put that on there and give it a good shake. Since there's fluid in there, you can really shake it around. You see all the pepper stuff going around. The onions aren't going down. They're more floating, but that's okay. And actually, a lot of it is floating. I probably could have put less fluid in there. But this is my first time technically doing jalapenos. So I did the peppercorn. I did 2 teaspoons of peppercorn. I did 2 little clove things of garlic. I did a baby onion. And then I put as much jalapenos as I can. It looks pretty good for now. Let me try to do a little sneak. Well, worst case scenario, I will sterilize a plastic bag. I will foil it, sterilize like a plastic bag, Ziploc, or saran wrap. And what I'll do is I'll plunger that down. Oh wow. Jalapeno coughs. I'll plunger that down on there, and then I'll poke like little tiny air holes so it can release. We'll see how this goes first though. I don't want to go extreme. So we'll put that down. It looks like this has plenty of give. Put the airlock on. I did forget one. Ooh. Yeah, things just floated. Let's try that. That's a nice seal, that one. Yeah, everything floated. See how that is? Not what I wanted to happen. Okay. I will be back right after I sterilize my cute little baggie. Surprise, surprise! I love surprises! Yeah. It wouldn't be fun if you didn't have surprises. As long as I don't spill and trip. Woohoo! I'm back. So what I'm going to do is put it under the UV light to sterilize it. I'm going to put the plastic baggie right here. I'm going to put my plunger, my weight, I shouldn't call it a plunger, put my weight right there. Let me put this back under there, because it's dripping every which way. And let me shed some light on this, because I keep forgetting to turn that light on. Oh my. So this actually still has a lot of seeds. Ooh, I should have saved some of that cabbage. Some people put cabbage there. Ugh, not liking that. Yeah, and then I just do that. Nice. The biggest challenge really to have seeds and stuff is sometimes they go into a mold that you don't want, or bacteria you don't want. So that's kind of why you don't want floaters that are not covered by the brine. Let's see if I can put this on. I would probably design these lids slightly different, or these weights slightly different. I do like them though. Well, the brine's still kind of there on the sides where the seeds are. Maybe I'll just seed them next time. We'll see. This will either work or it won't. Let's get it together. And then the other thing is I can open it up, even though I don't want to, and I can scoop off the seeds every few days just to make sure. And I forgot. I forgot that. I forgot the thing that I used to do with my beer thing is I used to put the thing on, and then you could pour it really easily because the water goes over it and goes to the correct area. Whereas my cabbage, I didn't do that. So I'm learning, and you're learning. It's going to either work or it won't. And then there might be some pros going, why are you doing that? You're not supposed to do it that way. I've seen so many different ways. I've read so many different ways. I think it's just getting the hang of it and seeing what kind of works for you for flavor. But this looks pretty good. Do not like those floaters. I think what I would do is I would design like a net, like a real thin meshy net that I could put in there that could fold out like a leaf, and then put the weight on it, and then, so I probably would do something like that. I'll have to see in the future if I can find like a nice plastic mesh. Oh wait, I have my brew meshes. I could probably cut that in the future and the seeds won't float up, and sterilize that. And brains. All right, maybe in a few days we'll try something like that if it still goes crazy. I hope you learned. I hope I took you away. Don't be afraid of your kitchen. Have some fun. Maybe I'll see you later today and make some more stuff. Fun stuff.